later on, when a renegade, the renegade station, they had issues. They told CAF, look, we cannot pay this amount. They billed them 2 million euros. When they said, look, we can't afford it.
Okay.
They now bill them 1 million euros, 0.99 to be accurate.
Okay.
Now, what we are saying is, if Nigeria can use this at this point in time to say, we are
apply for special status.
Apply for special status. Yeah. It makes a lot of sense. But then, the corporate...
with the money, even if you apply for that special status...
It is not as if the money cannot be
it was government that did pay the final for us Nigerians to watch the final.
Why did government pay at all? Government should not pay. I'm telling you, government should not pay to even prove that point.
Government.
If government is saying we have been heavily billed, we didn't need to wait for the final match.
I think that
have gotten to have paid for that. At the point in time, they were asking for $300,000 for 13 matches.
Okay, we have this on the line. Okay, we lost the call.
At the point, they were asking for 13 matches at $300,000.
I want to ask Tunji a question. Tunji, probably maybe because it was because government did stepped into the matter in the last nation's score and then allow us to watch the final. Probably that is why now the bond and the marketers were not able to go and get this match for us. Maybe they're still waiting for government to still doing this every time Nigeria wants to play. Then government come.
I think it was categorically stated.
Okay.
While the negotiation was going on that time, and the LC2 was not able to reach a compromise with bond.
Because the bond has been owing.
At that particular point in time, bond had to go to government. That government should bail them out, should rescue them in this situation.
Why does government need to continue rescuing this?
They realize that. We
are not talking about billions. Government has got billions to spend on some other infrastructure, on some amenities.
We know. We understand.
I mean, why do you now make it look like football should not be? Government should all be about football. But football should not be what government should be doing. What about corporate social responsibility? You're talking about government social responsibility.
Okay,
what about corporate social responsibility?
Okay.
Advertisers to bring their money in. Advertisers to bring their money in.
Let's have
a benefit. What are we talking about?
All right. Okay. What we're trying to say here is this. It's a government social responsibility. Corporate social responsibility. There is a social responsibility somewhere. So, to what extent do you want government to be totally out of it, or there is something government can do?
Where is it?
Without government?
Okay, you made your point. There is something called advertising drive.
Okay.
There is equally something called the law of the free market, where demand must meet with supply, and you must maintain that ability to stay above waters.
So so government should not take part. There is no instance where government can assist.
Well, in terms of policy.
Okay.
In terms of policy and ensuring that best international standards are maintained. It's as simple as that. Best international standards. Why do we ridicule the nation? It's a shame of a nation not to be able to watch it.
It's very difficult for government to hands off football.
I don't get it.
Yes, exactly.
I don't get you.
I'm saying
it's because we have made the simplest things difficult for ourselves.
Cut me.
But he's saying that government that even when government is giving you the right, they still want government to give guarantee. Even when we hosted under 20 and under 17,
it's not possible.
FIFA came under I think 2009 under 17. Yes. I mean, they still came in here and asked the president, the vice, everybody to give them a guarantee that we are going to do that. So, I mean, maybe they still have an involvement in government here.
There is no way you can devolve government away from corporate governance, corporate activities, or from activities of even the parastatals that have got maybe public-private partnerships and all that. But one thing is very simple. Let's not start making it look like one does not want government intervention or whatever. But what we are saying is, if we need to have government intervention, it has to be something very remote. It has to be remote. You must be seen as not doing much. But you know that you are doing a lot to ensure that everything.
Let me ask you a question. All right, ask the question.
If at this point in time that you are looking for people to bring out their money, dole out their money, corporate social responsibility that you said, and most of the companies, most of the corporate organizations were not forthcoming as you expected them to be. So what will happen? What will be
what happens to your advertising drive? What happens to your marketing drive?
What will be the state of the country?
It looks like you don't even know
the area where we found ourselves.
Yeah, let me ask you
the same people who go to that satellite, satellite concern and make a lot of money from advertisers.
Let me ask you this, like what Jimmy is saying here, that if you went to the FA and you got the right, and you want to have the right to show Nigerian matches.
Okay.
Now they have given you this right. Okay. That right also gives you the responsibility to show the match.
Okay.
Now, when they give you the right, you have the right, so nobody else can go to market it because you are the only one that can do that.
Okay.
Shouldn't the FA, I mean, look at it and say there is a breach somewhere. If these people cannot meet it, then let us
revoke it.
To revoke, and let Bond sit up and talk with the FA and revoke it.
I think it's a collective problem that all of them must look into now.
Okay.
Because
who are the all of them? I'm particular about that. Who are the all of them?
The all of them, government also is involved.
Government is part of government.
Government is involved in what we are talking about because everybody is binded by the government. And I'm not saying that government is the sole responsibility, it has the sole responsibility of showing this at this point in time. We know that the license has been given to a particular section or a particular set of organization or whatever. But now they are not living up to expectation, expected them to do. So what is going to be the next point of action? That is my own area. That's where I'm standing. Now,
what is the next point of action?
Looking at it, what's going to be the next action?
I answered it before.
Nigerians are the ones.
I think I answered it before.
Okay, what's the next point?
What is the next major match that we have to play?
Next major match
we have to play as a nation. Yeah. For our national team.
For our national team.
All right, okay. Well, if I ask you a question, we are okay.
That is another qualifier.
All right. Can you use this? I mean, you have a minute to round up.
Okay. Well, it's quite unfortunate that we have found ourselves in this water, and we have been looking at these things with levity for a very long time. Now, I think if people given the responsibility to take care of this issue are not living up to expectation, this is where I believe the government should come in and bail out and make solution to all these long-standing problems. And that's the area where I look, where the government comes in, because there are some things. This is the only game that brings joy, unity, happiness to Nigerians. I think the government shouldn't toy with it the way others are doing it, because the Super Eagles we are talking about is the property of Nigeria, and Nigeria is bigger than anybody. So government should come in and rescue the situation.
Well, malapropism is not something I really like to condone under any circumstances. And I feel this is time we begin to look at what had been happening. Our administrators, how they look into all these issues of licenses, how they look into all these issues of whatever rights that we do have, how it's been executed, our advertising drive, our marketing drive, our corporate bodies. Yeah. At what point do they align with our national teams? Is it at the point of glory when a trophy has been won? At what point do we begin to get
okay, at what point do we do that? First and foremost, we apologize that yes, you couldn't reach us online as we put it there. Certain little technical details that could not be overcome, which is not from our own end here. But then it is Sport Palava. Nigeria plays Namibia today by 8 p.m. the local time. I will do other, probably maybe a miracle will occur the way it occurred the other time. But like both of them have said, Tunji is saying government should come in because we are sending our soldiers out. But Jimmy is saying, for goodness sake, government has a lot to do, and then government can't be spending the money each and everything to put us in our pleasurable needs. It is Kenoch. My name is Kenoch, and it is Sports Palava. Until we reach you again next week, have a Palava free week. Stay blessed.